This is the Samsung Galaxy XR, aka Project Muhan. And now, we know everything. Hey, Tyler here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. Let's get into it. Alright, here we are. So I want to start right away with the Samsung Galaxy XR. We finally have an official name. Nothing particularly crazy, but something that actually reminds us that this thing is gonna run with Google XR. In fact, it's gonna be the first device ever in production with Android XR, the new operating system built directly to compete with the Apple Vision Pro and the Meta headsets directly. Of course, made by Google, whereas we said and saw in the previous videos with a big focus on actual media consumption and AI with Gemini right inside it. By the way, we know about this headset from a very long time. If you follow the channel, we talked about it many times, but we never had any specs and nothing was actually final, so we always had the feeling that something was missing. But we finally know everything about it, and also the things that we should be concerned about. Let's get to it. Alright, let's start with the design. Well, this would be unchanged from what we saw from Project Muhan directly. We have an halo strap design, so very similar to what we have actually on the Meta Quest Pro that now is discontinued. And as you can see from the image, what is different from the Meta Quest Pro but similar to the Apple Vision Pro is that we're gonna have an external battery in here that is gonna attach through a PEG connector on the side, magnetically connected with this proprietary attachment. I'm not the biggest fan of the external batteries, to be honest, but if they're trying to keep everything as light as possible, kind of makes sense. So yeah, what's particular about this design is that with the Quest Pro, it will lay right on your head and is not gonna actually press on your face at all, because the weight will be felt directly on the forehead and where we can see outside the headset through the cameras under, the mixed reality cameras, and also under because of the opening over there. And little detail also here, like it happened with the Meta Quest Pro, you're gonna have clips to actually attach to it. Here we go, close up the visuals and be completely immersed in your VR experience. Pretty cool. The materials here, by the way, look very premium indeed. Also the part on the forehead seems to be very big. That is a good thing. Also there seems to be a kind of adjustment to actually adjust the distance from your eyes from the lenses, even if I don't see any dial on here. On the side arms, of course, we can see that we have the two integrated speakers, and we're on the external side of the arm, we actually have a side touchpad to interact with the software and also get in and out of the MR experience. We have a top button on top, of course, that is going to be used probably to turn on and off the screen, and also for Gemini, and also a volume rocker for volume, of course. This thing, by the way, is gonna have a total of 12 cameras plus a depth sensor. We're gonna have 8 external cameras and 4 internal cameras for the actual eye tracking, 2 cameras for each lens to improve the accuracy, because it seems to be the bigger way to interact with the software like that happens on the Apple Vision Pro. But we also gonna have a pair of controller that look similar to the one that we have on the Pico Ultra. So yeah, no cameras for the tracking, probably some IR sensors are gonna be read then by the cameras on the headsets. And this is super cool because it means that we're gonna be able probably to use it also for gaming, and that's something you will like to do with the screen resolution. But let's go back on the cameras a second, because we said we have a big array of cameras also externally, where we have 4 cameras in the front from the tracking, 2 central camera probably for mixed reality, a depth sensor on top to actually understand better the environment, and we have 2 additional cameras on the bottom facing downwards to actually have a better tracking volume for the hand tracking. So you're gonna be able to, as with the Apple Vision Pro, rest with your hands and actually interact with the software. But yeah, let's start to talk about the inside, right? Because here we have a confirmation also about the processor. This is gonna be a Snapdragon XR2 Plus Gen 2 chipset, so a more powerful version than what we have on the Meta Quest 3. I have a bit of concerns about this chipset because this thing is gonna run at very high resolution, and we have an example with the Play for Dream where we have the same exact chipset, and things start to be a bit more difficult than on the Meta part. For sure, Android XR will have some ways to use the resolutions better. It's kind of particular that we have already a 2-year-old chipset in this thing, but if you're going for it, maybe there's gonna be applications to use it And yeah, we will see. Developers already said that it's easy to bring things from one to the other, so expect many games on this as well. So good that we have the control. But talking about the most important thing, lenses and screens. Well, as lenses, of course, we're gonna have pancake lenses to keep everything as small as possible and also the visuals as good as possible. And talking about the visuals, we're gonna have two micro OLED displays with a whopping resolution of 3552 by 3840 each eye. It's gonna be 13 million pixels, 10 million more pixels than what we have on the Apple Vision Pro that already, visually speaking, looks incredible. These are gonna be made, of course, by Samsung, so expect one of the best screens out there. And I can already tell you that this kind of resolution on these headsets with pancake lenses is absolutely fantastic. I reviewed the Play for Dream, that is pretty much a carbon copy of this Project Muhan, but with a different software on it. On the channel, and yeah, visuals are incredible. One of the best things you can expect in VR right now, where screen door effect is not really a factor anymore, and you have amazing clarity and of course amazing contrast thanks to the micro OLED displays. But yeah, I'm lucky enough to have a Play for Dream over here, so I know that this is the next gen of VR, and I can't wait to see more headsets with it. Talking about battery and battery life, as we said, it's gonna be detached from the headset. It's gonna attach with the cable directly. We don't really know if there's a battery inside the headset as well to be able to do hot swaps, because for example in the Apple Vision Pro is not possible. But yeah, it seems to be around 2 hours of general use and 2 hours and a half on video playing back. So if you're watching a movie, you should be able to finish the movie if you start with 100% battery. The weight of the headset is going to be 545 grams, so a little more than the Meta Quest 3. And yeah, well, everything seems amazing. We still have one missing information, that is the price. Of course, that seems to be around $1,800, by the way. What do you think about it? This resolution of the screens, the form factor and everything, does it make it more interesting and appealing to you? Are you still interested in this kind of top high-end headset like it was the Play for Dream, for example? There still is the Play for Dream, because if that receives Android XR, then it's going to be pretty much the same thing as Project Muhan. We have it, guys. Finally, new headsets to talk about. Exciting stuff, not for the wallet, but what do you think about it? Are you interested in Samsung Muhan, or are you just gonna wait for the Valve frame? Anyway, let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you like the video, like. If you don't like, please dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you love the channel, join the button on there. Little on further, also the Patreon. Thanks for the Patreons and join the channel, of course. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.